Okay, so IPL 2025, huh? The hype is real, the excitement is building, and, you've given me a whole mountain of information here to dig through. You've got everything, team breakdowns, player stats, even the whole world of IPL betting and earning opportunities. Think of this as your personal cheat sheet to cut through all the noise and get right to what really matters.
Yeah, exactly. And looking at all the sources you've pulled together, what really stands out to me? It's just how much the IPL has become like this huge cultural phenomenon. It's not just about the cricket anymore. It's like this massive economic force, too. So what we're going to try and do today is connect all these different pieces and uncover the hidden trends and, maybe even some surprises that might pop up this season.
Exactly. We're on a mission here to pull out those key takeaways, right? The insights, the unexpected facts, the stuff that's going to make you, the listener, feel like a true IPL insider without having to wade through pages and pages of data. So first things first, let's talk teams. Looking at what you've given me, which teams are looking like the ones to beat this year?
Well, the Mumbai Indians and the Chennai Super Kings keep popping up as the favorites, and it's not hard to see why. They've got this incredible track record, they've made some really smart player acquisitions, and I think it's their experience in handling the pressure cooker of the IPL that really gives them an edge.
Right, so the old guard is still holding strong. But what about teams that might be, facing an uphill battle this time around? Any potential underdogs, but in a not so good way?
It's interesting. The Royal Challengers Bangalore RCB are consistently flagged as a team that might struggle again this year. What your sources are pointing to is their tendency to rely too heavily on a few star players and this ongoing difficulty in finding the right team balance, especially when it comes to their bowling attack. So that's a potential weakness that other teams, the teams that are more well-rounded, could definitely exploit.
Okay, so we've got Mumbai and Chennai as the heavy hitters, and RCB, well, they're still trying to figure things out. That gives us a good starting point. Now let's shift gears and talk about the players. Which players could have a huge impact on the season, and who might be under a lot of pressure to perform?
Well, Virat Kohli, I mean, he's always the one to watch, right? Especially coming off a strong World Cup performance. The sources are saying he's going to be bringing that same fire to the IPL, so, another big season could be on the cards for him. And from a bowling perspective, you can't overlook Rashid Khan. His skills in T20 cricket are just exceptional. That ability to control the middle overs and take those crucial wickets, it's priceless.
Those are the legends, the big names, but are there any, up-and-coming players who could really break out this year? Someone we should be keeping our eyes on?
Actually, yeah. Rian Parag from the Rajasthan Royals is mentioned specifically as a potential breakout player. What they're saying is he's maturing as a player and starting to take on more responsibility within the team, which could lead to a significant jump in his performance this season.
Okay, that's something to watch for, an exciting new face. Now, on the flip side, are there any players who might be feeling the heat a little bit? Guys who have struggled to be consistent or maybe have a lot to prove?
Prithvi Shaw from the Delhi Capitals, he's definitely got the talent, but he's also been known to be a bit inconsistent in the past.
Right.
So maintaining that high level of performance throughout a grueling IPL season, that's going to be the real test for him. And then you've got Cameron Green at RCB, who comes with a hefty price tag, 17.5 crore. But what your research is showing is that he hasn't really delivered consistently in the T20 format to justify that kind of investment, so the pressure is on for him to prove himself this year.
Yeah, with that kind of price tag, the expectations are sky high. Now let's dive into the financial side of the IPL, specifically the betting world. What's the lay of the land as we head into IPL 2025?
It's incredible, really. The betting scene is just massive and easily accessible. Your research points to over 15 legal fantasy sports apps operating in India, platforms like Dream11, My11, MPL, and these apps have become like a whole other way for fans to experience the IPL. It's like a game within the game.
Right, and then you've got the offshore betting sites, the ones that operate in that kind of legal gray area.
Exactly. Platforms like Bet365 and 1xBet, they're mentioned as being accessible, usually through VPNs. But your sources, and rightly so, recommend sticking to the regulated fantasy leagues. It's safer, it's legal, and it just makes more sense.
So a huge ecosystem of betting options, both legal and, well, less so. Now, what kind of money are we talking about here? How much financial activity is swirling around the IPL?
The numbers are mind-blowing, honestly. Last season, an estimated $2.8 billion was wagered, and this year they're projecting a 25% increase, which could push it to around $3.5 billion. And just to give you an idea of the scale, Dream11 alone reported having 10 million users during IPL 2023. That's a huge chunk of the fan base actively participating in these platforms.
Wow, those numbers really put the financial power of the IPL into perspective. Now, beyond just betting, are there any other ways for individuals to, make some money from this massive event?
Absolutely. Your sources highlight a few interesting opportunities. First, you've got the fantasy leagues, where you can win some serious cash. If you're strategic about picking players, really study their form and understand the pitch conditions, you can compete for some pretty big prize pools. For example, Dream11 awarded a total of 2,000 crore in prizes during the last IPL season.
Okay, so there's real money to be made there. What other options are out there?
Well, there's affiliate marketing. Basically, you can partner with these legal betting platforms and earn commissions for referring new users.
Yeah.
And then there's content creation, which has become a viable option, especially with the huge IPL fan base. You can create match analyses on YouTube or even just short, engaging videos on platforms like Instagram. If you can build an audience, you can start generating revenue through ads and sponsorships.
Sounds like the IPL is practically a mini economy in itself. But, something that your sources emphasized, and I think it's really important to remember, is the idea of responsible gambling.
Couldn't agree more. It's fantastic that these earning opportunities exist, but we have to be responsible. Don't risk more than you can afford to lose, set limits for yourself, and always remember that gambling can be addictive.
Absolutely. Okay, let's dig a little deeper into the betting industry itself. We've talked about the volume of betting, but what other insights did your sources reveal?
Well, Dream11 reported a revenue of 5,000 crore in 2023, and a lot of that was directly linked to the IPL season. Shows just how big this sector is. And they're the title sponsor this year, which further solidifies their connection to the IPL. It's clear that the league is a major driver for their business.
5,000 crore, that's just staggering. But your sources also brought up a more concerning side to all this betting activity, right?
Yeah, and it's something we can't ignore. The fact that roughly 1 in 5 users could potentially develop problematic gambling habits is a serious concern. It highlights the risks that come with easy access to betting, and it underscores the need for responsible gambling practices and awareness about addiction.
It's a stark reminder that there can be downsides to this massive betting culture. Okay, as we wrap up this deep dive into all this IPL intel, let's do a quick recap of the key points we've covered.
Absolutely. So we've got the Mumbai Indians and Chennai Super Kings looking like the teams to beat, while RCB might be in for another tough season. We talked about star players like Virat Kohli and Rashid Khan, highlighted Ryan Parag as a potential breakout star, and discussed those under pressure, like Prithvi Shaw and Cameron Green.
And we navigated the complex world of IPL betting, right? We talked about the projected $3.5 billion in wagers, the various ways individuals can earn money from it, and of course, the importance of responsible gambling.
And we explored the financial power of the betting industry, using Dream11 as an example. Their massive revenue and title sponsorship show just how intertwined they are with the IPL. And we didn't shy away from the potential risks, like the statistic about problem gambling, which emphasizes the need for caution and awareness.
So there you have it. As we get ready for IPL 2025, you've got a much deeper understanding of the teams, the players, the betting landscape, the whole ecosystem. But here's a final thought to leave you with. Given the sheer scale and influence of the IPL, what do you think are the biggest impacts of this event, both for the players and the industries that surround it? And out of everything we've talked about, what do you think will have the most surprising outcome this season? It's going to be a fascinating ride, that's for sure. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive.